I'm kind of going blind. I don't have any notes or anything.
That's the best part. Welcome to Two Crazy Scoops Podcast with your hosts, Ao and Antino. This week we are flying solo or duo on the episode. Aaron does not know anything that's going on because I haven't shared the notes with him and I haven't shared the notes with myself. So welcome everybody to the second worst episode of Two Crazy Scoops Podcast that I can't even get the sound effects to work on. It's not working. Anyways, welcome to Two Crazy Scoops. How you feeling today, Aaron?
Good. How about you?
I'm feeling amazing. Both of us have had one of the most riveting experiences in our lives. We have hit the studios, broken into some poor bystander's house and recorded music in it. What would you like to do to tease this album that's coming out? Or demos, sorry. The demos. The demos are coming out next week.
Wait, so are we releasing all the demos?
Yes.
Or just, really? Why do you want to release all the demos? I think we should only release like one or two just to give people a taste of what we're working on.
No, not today.
No, I'm talking about next week.
Next week?
Or whenever we release them.
There we go. Sorry.
Like, I don't think...
Well, I mean, okay, so for instance, I really, to be honest, no offense to anyone, Tom included, I feel like we only have one good hit on this album.
And which hit is that?
It's a song called Tom's Voice, a collaboration between me, Tom Loflin, and the great A.O.
No, there's other songs on there too, I think, that are really good. Well, I didn't hear the songs that you all recorded, so except for that one,
which one?
Was Tom's song.
Oh yeah, Tom's dad's car.
Right,
Truck.
That's the only one I heard. I didn't hear what else y'all did that evening, so I don't know about.
Well, out of that day, I think Tom's dad's car is probably the best one.
Really? Okay. So yeah, that one.
And out of that, like I said, I think we only have one good solid hit. So what ends up happening?
Wait for that one to come out.
Since me and Tom are what I would consider to be prolific songwriters, that's why you have to have a greatest hits for our kind of artistry, because there's a lot of just sludge you got to dredge through in order to get to the good, meaty goodness of it all. It's almost like, like Indiana Jones. He's got that one thing and then the ball comes rolling after him. But the rest of it's just spiders and death traps.
Right.
Which actually may be the best name for an album, our second album.
Spiders and Death Traps. Is that what this album's going to be called?
It'll be completely electronic, made by Tom's brain only on a computer.
That is funny. Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to seeing what people's reaction is, what their reaction is going to be. But see, for that reason, that's why I kind of feel like Tom's Voice, we should wait until that one is mastered to release that one.
I just like the demo of it. It is so fun.
It is, but
I will tell you. I also have to. There's an invisible member in our group, and he would like to be the not the Brian Wilson, because Brian Wilson wrote the music for Beach Boys. Who is the fifth Beatle?
The fifth Beatle.
Okay, World Wide Web right here, right now. Folks, call in at 1-800-2 Crazy Scoops to tell us who the fifth Beatle is right after this song.
Phil Collins.
Yeah, Phil Collins was the fifth Beatle. Okay, who was the fifth Beatle? It was oh boy, Brian Epstein. He was a producer and he produced their albums.
Why am I not surprised?
Wait, let's read about Brian Epstein.
Oh, wow.
He's an entrepreneur. Was a British music entrepreneur who managed the Beatles from 1962 until his death.
Okay.
Which was 1967, unfortunately. So.
Oh, wow. Okay.
5 years with the Beatles. Yeah, so our producer, who I guarantee will not die within the next 5 years, is going to be mixing our music in Canada. So we're expediting this, exporting it to another
Good choice.
country.
Good choice. We should shout him out too, right? Are we not
Craig,
saying
our
names?
last guest on the episode.
Yeah.
He's agreed to mix this audio album for us and also assist us with our next guests that we have in the future that are over Zoom.
Is he going to help master? Oh, wait. He's going to be helping us with our next.
The guest that we have, yeah. He's volunteered to, I think so. I hope so.
Okay.
Text Aaron and tell him he's an idiot.
Okay. What was I going to ask? Oh, yeah. Is he going to be mastering the final?
The final album, yes.
Okay.
Because I talked with Tom about it, and Tom modestly said that he's not good at mixing. I, as well, do not have the ear for it. And Craig, from what he has told me, is very happy that he has different instruments that he gets to mix because he's really just working with his own stuff right now, and all he has is an acoustic guitar.
Okay.
So it's given him something to do, and I'm very happy with the mixes he sent me so far.
Okay. All right, cool.
When he asked me for feedback, though, I kind of feel bad because I have such a terrible ear, I can't really give any good positive feedback as to how to improve. So I just like everything that happens.
Okay. So wait, going back a couple of steps, just to make sure our listeners are on the same page, what exactly are we doing? What is going on?
Okay.
We need to go back to the beginning.
I think a couple of weeks ago, and I need to stop touching the table, we announced that me and Tom Loflin were going to be writing an album called Live a Little.
Okay, and Tom is our opera singer that we
Tom
had
is
a few
our opera
episodes
singer.
again.
The mechanic, who also, as I said, is a prolific songwriter under the artist name, which you may actually recognize him, called Blah Nuggets. So, yes, Blah Nuggets. Blah Nuggets is going to be writing an album with us. He has taken time out of his busy schedule. But it just so happened that me and him drove out to Sierra Vista, and we had a jam session where we had, some writer's block, kind of getting used to recording again because both of us have not played music with someone in a long time. It turns out that we were able to come up with some songs, and then the next day we went to someone else's place and were able to write some more songs with you there, and you were able to add a contribution to it, which is awesome. And I think you'll all love hearing it.
Yeah, so... yeah, that was a lot of fun because I did want to write. I said I wanted to write one song for the album. And so...
and it just so happens that the one song you added lyrics to is the actual hit on this album.
I just wrote the lyrics. I had nothing to do with the music. Tom...
wrote the music.
Tom wrote the music. Well, you did...
the drums.
You did the drums. So technically you
and
wrote...
the guitar solo.
And you did the guitar solo. So he didn't write the music.
He did.
Both of you all wrote the music then.
He wrote the chord progression, and I played along to it.
So isn't that you? So don't you get a songwriting? Like if this was a business, wouldn't you get a songwriting credit for that?
I mean, we can fight about this after we become successful, okay? I am ready to get lawyers involved in this conversation, but for now, I'm not going to incriminate myself.
It should be 33, 33, 33 for that song.
33, 33. And then what about person's house that we used?
They get the 1%.
He wasn't even supposed to be there.
He'll get the 1% remaining. No, but I think it was a third. So he did the music. You and him both did the music, and then I did the lyrics.
Okay.
So it was perfect.
What did you learn about the songwriting process? What was your experience?
So for that one song, the only thing I learned was just don't overthink it. Just go with the flow. So you gave me the idea because you said write the song, because I was trying to figure out what do I write. Like once I heard the music, what lyrics do I write to this? And you said do it in Tom's voice. That was what you said.
Yeah.
And so that's how I named the song. I said, okay, well, this song's going to be called Tom's Voice. And so then I thought to myself, what do the voices in Tom's head say?
That's not what I meant.
No, it doesn't matter, but that's how the song came about.
Great.
That's how I interpret it. He said Tom's voice. Okay. What does Tom say to himself? What's going on in Tom's head? And I could picture Tom.
My goodness.
The song tells a story, and I just picture Tom being the main person in that story. We really need a video for that song, too.
No, we
yes,
don't.
we do.
We should make one, actually.
We should.
I'm up for it.
We should.
We have a lot of police activity here that would be very easy to film.
Should it be live or should we do like an animated video?
So what you would have to do is you would take video and just put like splice it all together. And then in the forefront would be me and Tom playing, but the green screen behind us would be the music video, and we'd be cutting in and out of like all that. I've got visions for this, man.
Okay. All right.
I don't think you understand, Aaron. I like live and breathe music videos, artistry. That's what I do.
Okay. I'm all for it. And then I also wrote a song in Portuguese, which I'm going to have to probably rewrite the lyrics to it. But
yeah, we're going to have to workshop that one because the timing didn't come out good, and I'm really terrible at singing Portuguese.
Yeah, and the melody, the song,
I should have just sent
voice, the melody of that was stuck in my head, so I kept trying to write lyrics to a different melody, and it just wasn't
to
working.
Bossa Nova. We went from some crazy rock song to Bossa Nova.
Yeah, and I was like, the rock song is stuck in my head, so it didn't come out right. So I will have to rewrite the lyrics. But I think the demo is good enough for me to figure out what I did wrong.
I'd have to send it to you, yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be cool. And then who knows, if I get a chance to write something else, that'll be awesome.
Oh, we will.
Lyrically.
Well, what I told you is like me and Tom basically just sat around and worked through a bunch of garbage. And it took a while for us to get to something good. And once we did, it got good.
Is the whole album going to be like a rock type album, or is it going to be some other stuff?
Whatever the heck we want it to be.
So any like electro?
Yeah, electro stuff. I mean, we'll have to work it in there somehow. And I may even ask Craig, because he also is a songwriter, that if we have a song that maybe Tom's not really jiving with or I'm not really going with, like maybe he can add something to it.
Oh, that's true.
Because even though all he has is an acoustic guitar, he does work a lot with like a MIDI piano.
Yeah.
And so maybe he could add some orchestra stuff to it. There's one song that's called Open Field that we wrote together, or that we just kind of jammed out. And it's not really that great, but I think that's more Craig's speed, and he could add like an orchestra thing to it.
Okay. So I haven't heard that yet. So.
Yeah, it was like Tom on ukulele and me on guitar. It's kind of like an unfinished demo, but it was really slow, and I think I bored Tom. So,
got you. Okay. So and we don't know the name of the album yet.
Live a Little.
Live a Little.
Yeah.
Okay.
I already made the album cover. Remember?
I don't remember seeing the album cover. Did you show it to me?
Oh man, remember on that group chat, me and you and Tom, and me and Tom were just like basically having a conversation without you.
Yeah. I didn't know what to add, so I was just like, okay, I'll just follow what they're saying. But I don't remember seeing the album cover.
Yeah, and then I spelled his last name wrong, like the true artist that I am. So I just texted it to you.
Oh, okay.
Well, Aaron looks up and we hit the table making
Live a Little. Noise. Oh, I remember that. Yeah. No, I don't think that represents the album, no.
Well, thank you, Aaron.
No.
It's like every time that I come up with something, some great idea, you guys are like, no, that's trash.
No, it's not trash. I just think the background needs to change.
Well, thank you. I've had heated debates with people showing them your podcast covers and my podcast covers.
Oh, we won't even get into that. I'm
an artist. Gosh darn it. I'm a photographer, songwriter.
That is water under the bridge now. It doesn't matter.
But this album, this was how it birthed.
No. After hearing the music that's coming out of this, to me, the album should look like a cover that would match like a... Well, you know how the Gorillaz, how they do their album cover? You haven't listened
to every song, though. Like I said, there's a lot of slow songs on this as well.
Yeah, but no.
I want
something. Why don't you should draw...
That makes me sad.
No. But here's the thing. You've come up with every cover that we've used for the podcast.
Yes.
But you've come up with other ideas as well. But to me, the best ones have made the albums. The seasons.
This, though.
No, absolutely not. Nope.
You don't understand. Like,
I think you should
how
try.
Much time have you, wait.
I think you should.
We have to settle this here, right now. Wait just a second.
You should try drawing something for the album.
No,
cover.
because my drawings don't work. They do. Oh my God. Okay.
You drew. Okay. Your photography is the cover of season 4.
Okay.
And then you drew. Didn't you draw?
Painted.
You painted. Which one did you?
All
paint?
of them.
So
Because those come from inspirations that are not related to the podcast. They just so happen to fit with the podcast. When I go out to create something specifically for a reason, it never works. Ever. That's my artistic process.
Right. But what I'm saying is you can do some artwork and we can
It doesn't work like that. I don't work by inspirations off of something. I kind of just like, hey, I have this idea, and then I go and do it. Like, the one time it worked out was because you had an idea and you told me to paint. Actually, you told me to paint Mario. And I was like...
Okay, but see, that's what I'm... Okay, perfect. I said paint something. I said Mario, but you came up with something else, but it worked.
By happenstance.
No, it was no happenstance.
It is by happenstance. No. You know how many paintings I do that don't?
So what I'm saying is I'm not saying what to draw for the album cover. I'm just saying, why don't you draw something?
Paint
something. And let's see what you come up with. It'll probably end up fitting if you're not really trying. That's the point I'm trying to make. It's not like I said, draw a picture of the three of us. Really, it's you and Tom's album, though. It's not really my album.
Exactly.
But still, I still want to have a
say in it. Oh, my God. Okay, so...
You don't have to, in the end, you don't have to listen to anything I say.
I don't, and I won't.
But I strongly suggest you rethink the album cover.
Okay, now if this was an R&B album or a pop album, I would totally 100% give you creative control. We both know that's not true, but I would.
No, you would not. No, you wouldn't.
Okay. But this is an indie album.
If I record a song, am I still doing a freestyle for this album?
Yes.
So if I do the freestyle, you have to at least listen to my input for the album cover.
Okay, well, for instance, like, look at this. If you look at all the album covers of music that I listen to, it's just, you can't really, we'll workshop it. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
it's just,
I'm just saying something personal, something that you create personally, and your paintings... I think would be perfect as a cover. Something that you painted. Or some photography that you have taken. But I'm leaning more towards a painting for this album cover.
I wish that I could interpret things like that. Because if I was that kind of a painter, I would paint what I think Tom's voice was. But I can't. I don't want to do that.
Oh, that reminds me. Are you going to do... Okay, what about this? If you do the album cover, which is not going to be that picture you just sent me, what if I at least did help do the art for the single cover? So, like, if Tom's voice is a single, can I do it?
You can do that, and that can be the album cover as well. I don't care. But you see, you have to understand, I'm not just thinking of the little picture here, Aaron. Everything has to start off small and work its way forward into something more and more extravagant. If we start with a simple cover, the next album can be something.
No, I'm not against a simple cover at all. But what you just sent me, it's like, no, I don't think that's...
You want to know why?
I don't think that should work.
Do you want to know why? The album cover gives you no expectations. There's nothing to go off of. You're entering the thing not expecting anything. If we have a picture of this, we have a picture of that, you're like, oh, this is a rock album. Oh, this is bossa nova. Oh, this is world music. Oh, this is, Tejano music. This is just very bland. Tom Loflin and Antino. There's nothing. Actually, I think it's going to say a Two Crazy Scoops production, which would then...
You know what? In second thought, just put me on the album cover. A picture of me. That's going to be the album cover. I'm going to do a photo shoot.
Okay.
And then you choose the best picture.
What we need to do is get you in Tom's dad's car out in Sierra Vista.
Yes. Wait, is it manual? Is it manual?
You can't drive it, but he can park it somewhere and make it look like you're driving.
Okay, because I would die.
Yeah, no, you would die. And we'll talk about that later with Tom, because I have a bone to pick about that. I'm going to put him on blast. I hope he does not show up next week, because if he does, he will pay for his sins.
Oh, my God. That's too funny.
But, yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, here's the thing. What you're doing, Aaron, is you're putting constraints on art.
I'm not. Because you have full creative control over what you do. But if I say, for example, when you were doing the covers for the podcast, when you would send me something, I'm like, no, try something else. You would always come up with something that, in my opinion, ended up being the best out of all your choices. But I didn't put constraints as to what you can and can't do. I just said, try again. Try again. That's all I said. Okay. There's no constraints.
Here, I'm going to take my shoes off. I'm going to let you put them on for a second.
But now think about this. How many artists have you ever listened to an interviews where they did something and then the producer came back and said, that was not bad, but go back and try it again. And they end up coming up with something.
So
great.
you're the producer now, Aaron.
No, but I'm just one of the creative directors. And I'm not saying do this for the album cover. What I'm saying is try something else.
Can this be the single cover for one of the songs then?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, then you make yours for Tom's voice. I have mine. And we will come up with a cover for the actual album. And you have to understand, this birthed from the idea of just Live a Little. A very open-ended album cover, a very open-ended title.
It can still be all of those things.
Okay, so if it's you in Tom's dad's car and it says Live a Little and you're like somewhere out in Sierra Vista.
Yeah, that can be either the album cover or one of the other singles. Either one.
We need to write that song now.
Live a Little.
Yeah.
Got it. Maybe that's the song I'll freestyle.
Yes.
Live a Little. No, one of the things, let me just say this. One of the reasons why I'm always saying, when I'm like, yo, go back and redo this or try something else for this or that, is because you have you and Tom both have many different talents, and you both are artists as well. And so for me, it's like I just want to see. One thing I've noticed with artists is that they don't appreciate their own work as much.
Oh, so wait, you telling me that you don't like the album cover is me not appreciating my own work?
I feel like you don't appreciate your talent and your ability to be able to be creative.
Here's what
do
happens.
Something else.
You want to know why? Because when I fully go all in on something and I appreciate it, you're like, let's try something else. And I'm like, what? This is the only thing I like. Mm-hmm. I hate all the other stuff I do.
Well, that may have happened with other projects, but it hasn't happened with this one.
Just the Live a Little album cover. I love it. Yeah, I'm 100% into it.
You didn't put that much into it.
I did.
You took a photo and you put some words on it.
When did you think I took that photo?
It doesn't matter.
When?
The point is, I think you should do something artistic. You should draw something or paint something. That's what I'm saying.
I don't draw.
You do draw.
No, okay. I don't. It was less drawing I did.
Okay, paint something.
Thank you.
Paint something. And I think that should be, whatever you come up with will probably be perfect for the cover. That's what I'm trying to say. And so for people like that who have those talents, I just want to see you use those talents, because you don't appreciate your painting abilities at all. And I don't know if Tom does. My roommate is also an artist, and he draws some amazing things, and I'll see it and I'm like, oh, this is really nice. And he's like, oh, this is garbage. And I'm like, are you kidding me? This is not garbage.
Do you want to know why? Because with actual artists, well, I don't know. There's a lot of painters who do a lot. I think with music more so. When I say that there's a fifth Beatle, it's because there's another person who is in the room using their art and making it that much better. Sometimes you need a fifth person to be like, yeah, this isn't that great, but we can make it better. And so it has to be something that you didn't create. It has to be something that someone used to make better. Like, for instance, these songs that me and Tom recorded, I think are a lot of fun. I think Tom's voice was a lot of fun. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be worked on it in order to make the final product. But with Craig mixing it, it added another texture to it that I didn't even kind of bringing out sounds that I didn't really know were there or whatever. And even when Tom was singing it, he took your words but made it into something else that we're happy with, but maybe he's not happy with his singing, but we hear it and we're fine with it. Right.
And so to me, you need that extra voice telling you try something else, put this extra spin on it, try this, try that, so.
It's just so much work.
I don't think it's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. We have to drive out to Sierra Vista.
What is that? That's not that far. What, an hour?
An hour and a half, unless some idiot gets in a car accident like what happened last time. It was hey, did you see that car accident down there? And I was like, you mean the one with the guy in the burning car in the middle of the freeway? Yes. Yeah, that one.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to think about it. I'll think. But yeah, I still want you to try at least one.
It's so infuriating.
Yeah, I know.
I'm I'm happy with something. You're like, you don't appreciate your art. I'm like, but I
do. You don't.
The few things I do, everyone's like, ooh, that's not good enough.
No. If everyone saw the album cover that you came up with, everyone would probably say, yeah, try something else.
I would like to tell you that there are some people out there who are on my side.
There are some.
They think that this is Antonio's podcast.
Maybe so.
Well, there are some other people who are like, hey, it's Aaron's podcast. I'm like, hey, I'm on this too. You just don't know me.
Well, it's a joint effort. We're both on the podcast.
But there's some people who listen and they know you, so they hear you. Mm-hmm. They're like, hey, it's Aaron. I'm that idiot that he has on all the time. I had someone listen to it, and they were like, you know, that guest you had, Aaron, he was pretty good. I was like, you didn't listen to any other episodes, did you? Like, he's not the guest, he's the host. Listen to more than one episode. This isn't just me mouthing off all the time. It's debatable. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my God.
25 minutes of arguing about this. Welcome to Two Crazy Scoops.
I apologize, but I'm
Our
looking forward to you all's
bleeding
album.
into this. I am too, and I do think "Live a Little" is going to be a good song. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know what was going to happen on Friday when we recorded.
Oh, I didn't either.
I had no expectations. But all it was us playing music and laughing a whole bunch and just having fun. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what music should be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So I feel like we almost need one more session to record some more, at least one more session to record some more demos.
More demos, yeah.
And then,
or
do you think the next session should be to finalize the songs we have and then work on more demos after that? Because if you wait too long, like, will it be kind of hard to go back and...
What I need to do is give these demos that have been recorded to Tom. Mm-hmm. Because Tom constructs the whole song in his head. I don't really do that. So what's going to happen is he's going to listen to it a whole bunch. He's going to add verses. And then when we get together, once he's got all that down in his head, he's basically going to be directing me what to do on the drums. So initially when it started and I was talking to him, I was like, dude, I don't want to play songs you've played before. I want to create something new, me and you. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of hard for us to kind of get to that point where we could just jam out and create something. We went to go to lunch, and on the lunch we had some crazy experiences that gave us the impetus to write songs. Mm-hmm. And after he wrote a song, I came up with another song. Then we kind of just, sat around and just jammed a little bit. And we're able to come up with stuff. I forget what I'm even talking about, but...
Okay, so you actually came up with one of the songs that you did.
Oh, no, I kept pushing him to try to come up with something new, and he eventually would. He got a bass line together. He got this together. He got the lyrics together. And all I'm doing is playing drums. Mm-hmm. So I try to keep pushing him to, just make something. He came up with something, and then the next day he also came up with a bunch of stuff. Mm-hmm. And so now that we have the drums, I want to give it back to him and be like, hey, here's the unedited or unfinished versions of your songs. Mm-hmm. I want you to finish them. And so then he'll put on more verses and he'll put more lyrics and we'll know what to do. And so when he comes back, because he's the one who's mostly playing the guitar, I can just play the drums over it, record just me playing drums, record just him playing guitar, record him just playing bass, mix it all together, and it'll sound like a finished song.
So you said that you were pushing him, but were you able to come up with songs as well to present to him, or are you kind of letting him kind of do that?
When you're writing music with someone, it has to go one way. Like, there either has to be someone who's completely like, I want to do what you want to do, and we go with that. Or you have to tell the other person, I want to do what you want to do, and go with that.
But how come you can't bring something to the table and say, hey, can you work with this?
Because when I've tried doing that with a lot of people, my timing is just a little bit off, and it's not, I don't want to say it's uneducated. I don't know how else to describe it. So Tom knows time signatures. Like he's keeping like time too.
Right, but even if you come with something rough to the table, he might be able to switch it, adjust it a little bit to make the right timing. But I mean, he could, if you come with something to the, that might help.
But he doesn't really play drums, so that's why it's a little harder.
But you don't have to necessarily bring drums. Can't you bring a guitar riff?
So what would happen would be like, hey, Tom, I came up with this song on guitar. Can you play bass to it? And then I have to sit in the corner and hear myself play and just play on drums. Mm-hmm. And that kind of excludes him from the process. Mm-hmm. So if I was with a drummer, I would play my songs. Mm-hmm. I'd be like, hey, and I have done that before. There's someone I know who's a very good drummer. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, hey, I came up with this. Can you just do a track, like just play it? And he comes up with something great to it. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to play whatever songs I write because that's how it works. Mm-hmm. But I guess when I'm the drummer, I guess that's what I'm trying to get at. Is when I'm the drummer in this situation, it makes it a little easier than me just being like, hey, let me play the guitar song and then let me play the drums and you can just play bass over it and sing.
But I wouldn't mind hearing what a song like that would sound like. If you did just that, you did the guitar and the drums.
But then there would be no point of us driving out to Sierra Vista. I could just do that at home and then bring the demo to him and be like, hey, can you play this? That's what that would look like. It wouldn't look like me wasting his time sitting there and being like, hey, I'm going to do this thing.
Okay, I see. But I'm just saying maybe for this like album process, maybe you could do 1 or 2 songs like that where you do bring him the demo and say, hey, can you add a bass to this or something like that?
Yeah, but then it just becomes my music, and I kind of want to do something more than that.
No, if you only do it for a couple of songs, no.
Yeah.
If you did it for the whole album, that's one thing. But just for a couple of songs, I don't think that would be considered just you. It's still both of you together.
Yeah. What I really,
idea.
really want to do, though, is like have the drums, a piano, and a saxophone, because I have to rent a saxophone, though. Mm-hmm. And that would be a lot of fun. And then just have him play bass on it and sing or something. Mm-hmm. But I want him to do like a Frank Sinatra type thing. That would be like... I don't want to say... When I say these things are hilarious, I'm not trying to make fun of Tom. It's just really entertaining watching him.
No, it is.
I enjoy that process.
It is. It absolutely is.
It's kind of like winding him up and just letting him go because he's able to do that. I'm not necessarily able to do that. But, you know, he's very, he sees the vision, I guess. Mm-hmm. And that's what's a lot of fun is to work with someone who's not as guarded, I guess. Mm-hmm. And that's how you make good music.
Gotcha.
Because I've played with people in the past when I was younger, and we were both. I mean, maybe we were a little guarded or so, and also he's fine with making just funny songs. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you get with people and it gets a little too serious, and you're like, oh well, I didn't really want to like jam. I don't know. I've had a lot of fun jamming with people. I've also had some really bad experiences, or someone's like, here, play this beat, and I'm like, I don't listen to that kind of music. I don't know how to play it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's a hit or miss. So.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, either way, I'm looking forward to this process. So
yeah,
we'll see when the finished product is ready. Is there a chance that last question about that? Is there any chance that some of the songs can, like, as far as the music is concerned, is all of the music going to be recorded live, or is there going to be some songs that may be like done on the computer?
I would like to do it all live, just for the demos, and then I want Tom, because Tom sent me some of his other songs. And they've got, like, little chimes in it. Like, he puts the little things in the background that make it sound like a song. Mm-hmm. So I'm not that kind of person. I'm the raw kind of person. I want to get, like, a garage rock sound. Mm-hmm. And I will make you write a demo and record it. I don't care about sound quality. Mm-hmm. I just want to get it written. Mm-hmm. Now, I feel like Tom's a little more about putting the little things there. And I feel like Craig's a little bit more about mixing it all together and making sure that stuff sounds good that you put.
So they'll add some other instruments, like Post, yeah.
Tom's got all these little jingly things.
Okay.
I'm just interested in seeing what happens, you know?
Okay. All right.
Live a little.
So when do you think the album's going to come out?
You see, now that's the hard part. I'm surprised we got so much done within 2 days. Mm-hmm. So I won't give it... We've said we're going to release a lot of things on this podcast, and so far, none of them have happened.
What do you mean none of them have happened?
The Mario video didn't happen.
It's a work in progress.
There were some people that we wanted to have back and do some movie reviews. That didn't happen.
Who were we supposed to have back with the movie reviews?
Oh, I wanted to... Remember we're supposed to watch Citizen Kane or whatever?
Oh, yeah. Well, with the stuff that you're doing on video, we can do like a mystery science theater type episode.
YouTube is pretty copyright restrictive.
Well, we'll find something that's out of the
You can put it on
public
Patreon
domain
and sell it for like $10.
That's true.
But who would want to pay $10?
Oh, but you know what? That's funny you mention that. There are a lot of channels that do that. They have their channel, and then they'll say, for a different version of this video, check out our Patreon or check out our website or whatever. Kind of like what you did with what you were telling me about the video that you had to do early. Mm-hmm. You couldn't put everything on YouTube. So you said, hey, check out Spotify for the rest of it or whatever. That's a good idea. So we can do that too. Maybe put the portions on YouTube that are not going to cause problems.
Yeah. And that's just to say, to transition to something else, is that we have been uploading the episodes to YouTube. Unfortunately, one of our guests, Damien, played such a good version of the song that it copyrighted. It said I couldn't include it in the video because it was too similar to the actual song.
Oh, does YouTube actually section off that part of the video?
Now they do. Yeah, so it's like from, 14 minutes and 30 seconds to 15 minutes and 28 seconds. That's copywritten. Either you mute it or you cut it out.
Okay, and so you muted it?
I cut it out.
Oh, you cut it?
Because it would have been like 2 minutes.
Can you
of
cut it
silence.
on YouTube's website, like on their site, or did you have
They
to
do it
cut
for you. You just press the button and it cuts it for you.
Okay, cool.
They're like, we don't like this. Just press this button and cut it out, or you can't upload the video.
Okay, got you.
So that's why I think Spotify has a good place, because we can just do whatever the heck we want.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever the heck we want.
Oh, man.
Oh, sheesh. Okay, well, I can't set this up right now, but...
Well, we'll do some music reviews and movie reviews. Music and movie reviews.
Music and movie reviews. I mean, what are we going to review movie-wise? Everything is like...
Not everything.
Everything.
What do you mean everything is like what?
I don't know. Anyways, let's move on.
There's plenty of movies that we can do. Like Luca, for example, that you insist on not reviewing.
I'm not even going to watch that stupid movie.
It was good.
I'm sure it was, Aaron.
It was good. It was wholesome. There was nothing bad about it on the surface.
I'll leave the Sidekicks podcast to do that. They've done a bunch of movie reviews. I think they've done Luca as well.
Oh, that's true. You're
and
right.
Wall-E. They did Wall-E.
Okay, well, can we do music reviews then?
Music?
I still think we should do a movie anyway, but yeah, just for the fun of it. That's why we do anything, right? For fun.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just pretend we just watched Star Wars Episode 4. Oh my goodness, Aaron! I can't believe that Darth Vader. And what's your review look like here? What do you?
You can't believe that Darth Vader what?
I can't even remember the fourth movie. What happens?
What would the review look like? We would just talk about with the story and funny things that happen that are ridiculous. Okay, I'll put it this way. When we discuss movies a lot of times and we look at movies, we usually make fun of them.
Okay.
And make fun of the stupidity of the story elements, things like that. And so that's how my review would be, because obviously Star Wars, for example, everyone has seen it.
Yeah.
So if you can point out some of the funny flaws in it and some of the funny story elements or some of the things that are just plain ridiculous, I mean, that's what I would do if I was going to review it.
Like the trash compactor scene?
And there is another guest who wanted to come back for a Star Wars episode, or it could be a sci-fi episode as well.
Which I think that will be next season. We are getting close to wrapping it up, not because we're not having the time of our lives, but because we have a lot of stuff to kind of get together for the next season that we're workshopping. Mm-hmm. There is a lot that goes into things.
But we can still record that episode.
On the off time, yeah.
Yeah. It may not necessarily go out until the next season.
I mean, we could just have like random in between episodes between seasons, to be honest.
Yeah, we could.
I don't see why we couldn't do that.
Yeah.
But man, like I said, this has been a lot of fun to begin with. It was really difficult. And now we've gotten it down to a point where there's a couple things we could work on. Thankfully, like I said, my friend Craig has like really helped us patch that stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
And then now moving forward, the sky's the limit.
Cool.
We are going to take this time to take a short commercial break, and we'll be right back. And we are back. So I think we've talked a lot about what we've learned during this process. I don't think, what has been the hardest thing for you making a podcast?
I think the hardest part is sometimes just coming up with a theme for the episode, the outline. I think sometimes that can be a little tough. Because sometimes I feel like you have not writer's block, but like subject matter block.
Yeah.
And it's not that there's things you can't talk about, but there's a lot of things to talk about, but you want to keep plenty of variety. Mm-hmm. You don't want to just get stuck on one topic, and you don't want to necessarily go too long on one subject matter. So you want to kind of mix it up so that everyone listening, like if they're not into tech, for example,
it goes quick and they can just move on.
Yeah, and then you can go to a different topic. So I think that's probably the toughest part, really. Mm-hmm. But I mean, overall, it's been fun, and I think this has been our smoothest season so far. And we have a few special surprises to finish up the season. For one, we know we're going to have Tom back on to discuss the music.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that one.
And then I have a friend from Israel who was going to record with us, one episode with us. And then we probably have our finale.
And we have the finale, which is a lot of pressure. I don't know what we're going to do, but I have gotten feedback that people like hearing me get tortured by food. So,
ooh. So I have the one chip challenge available for if anybody wants to do that. So if you want to be a guest and you want to do the one chip challenge, just Google it if you don't know what that is. And if you want to see Antino get
Did you just call me Tom?
If you want to see Antino get tortured with some spicy food, please participate in the one chip challenge. I don't know. Yeah, I haven't figured out what we're going to do yet. I had thought about maybe having the sidekicks back on.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they would be a fun.
I would want to have them in person, though. That's why I want to do it next season. Hopefully, stuff will cool down by then because it's like kind of crazy right now.
Got you.
But, I mean, hey, if they're listening.
Well, them and maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Chris.
Chris.
The one who we had on the car episode.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's a huge sci-fi fan. We kept him pretty much stuck to cars.
You see, he's more like the better guest on the sidekicks than we were. He would probably be a better guest on the sidekicks than we were. Because I remember sitting there and I was like, I don't even know who the blue guy is.
Yeah. Who is
I kind of felt
General
bad.
Thrawn? Yeah.
And now the book of Boba Fett is out, and I'm like, haven't even seen it.
Oh yeah, I've watched the first 2 episodes so far. But like I said, that could be like a sci-fi episode, or we can do it like last time. We had multiple topics.
Mm-hmm.
So
this is kind of how we brainstorm it. It's kind of like one of the easiest things I think we found is thinking about the person we're going to interview and what are they all into.
Or maybe have the 3-on-3 on.
The who?
The 3-on-3.
The best 3 out of 3.
Oh yeah, the best 3 out of 3. I don't know. I'm sorry. The best 3 out of 3.
I cannot believe you forgot the name, Aaron. My goodness.
I'm sorry.
The best 3 out of 3. Well, without me, it's the 2 out of 3. So I guess I'm kind of like a 3rd and a 2.
So it would be a hybrid between the 2 crazy scoops and the best 3 out of 3.
But, getting... never mind. They're all great. I love Craig and I love Mark.
Yeah, so what about that? That would be a unique finale.
I would like to see if Mark would do the one chip challenge. I don't know him very well, but he's a wild card.
Or another idea for this finale is to have back several guests.
COVID party.
Yeah, no, it can all be online.
He said, yeah.
No, it can be all online. We'll have several guests, and we'll have everybody, like a bunch of guests on that we've had before.
If you have any ideas for what you think the finale should look like, email us at, oh no.
Have you forgot the email address?
That we made.
Oh, we have 2 though, right?
We have 2. So I'm going to give you the correct one.
Okay.
You heard it here, folks. I have it on my, not on my phone. I have it in my computer, and it's not in Firefox. It's not in Safari. It's in Firefox.
Okay. I think it's TWO.
It is. Drum roll. This thing isn't loading. Typing away like a madman. Okay. It is.
Is it TWO?
I can't find it.
Crazy scoops at gmail.com? Or is it the number 2?
It's not letting me sign in. Good technical difficulties here. Oh, there we go. It is 2, the number 2, crazy scoops at gmail.com.
Okay, so the number 2.
Mm-hmm.
But we did have one that was TWO as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you have the password for that one.
Did we ever get back into that one or no?
No. And the one that we're using to upload the YouTube videos is the number 2, crazyscoops@gmail.com. If you have any suggestions, feel free to write us. You can message us on the Instagram, or you can show up to Aaron's house.
You could.
and tell him face to face.
You absolutely could. Just Google my name. You'll find my address online.
People show up every day.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's a fun process. I mean, we get to, that's always the hardest thing for me, though, is finales.
Yeah, I mean, we outdid ourselves with season 3, so it was just kind of like.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll figure something out.
The 2-hour
I think
extravaganza.
it should be multiple guests, though. I think that should be our season 3.
Okay.
I'm thinking sidekicks, Chris, and what about Danny?
Yeah. I'm sure he'd be up for the 1-chip challenge. We'll just tell him it's the 2-chip challenge.
Okay, all right.
We can meet 2 of them.
Yeah, that'll be a cool finale.
Okay. So this is the section of the podcast where I get to read news articles and Aaron reacts to them.
Okay.
Okay, first news topic is TikTok tops Google as the most visited website on the internet.
Interesting.
What does that mean to you?
It's not surprising. I mean, TikTok is huge. People even post their TikToks on Instagram. So, and YouTube has a ton of compilation of
TikToks.
Yeah, so it's not a surprise. I actually have a TikTok. I've never made a TikTok. I don't know if I ever will.
No.
What? Well, I have an account because my cousin, she's really big on TikTok. Like, she loves it. So she always sends me stuff. So I need to have it so I can see the TikToks. So
Well, people send it to me, but it just goes to a website address, and then I silently judge them that they have TikTok.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm like an old person now.
Yeah. Well, I'm older than you, so.
Trying to keep up with the...
Yeah. But she helps with all of that. Like, she keeps me up on that stuff, so. But yeah, so that's why I have one. But I don't know if I'll ever make any because I just don't know.
I think you will, Aaron.
You think I will? Well,
Yep.
what should I do, though?
Well, I'm not going to say who it is because they didn't. They started a podcast and they made money tips on TikTok.
Oh, okay.
And their podcast blew up. And then I'm not sure if they're still making episodes, but the episodes were pretty interesting about saving money. But they would do the whole format of like, here's 5 ways to save $100 every day. And they're like, go to Costco and steal $100. But I don't know. There were actual tips,
Right.
How to get cheaper things on Amazon, how to capitalize on coupons, like for this thing or that thing on Black Friday, what you should do. They just gave a bunch of tips and it just blew up. But they even got on a television, like a daytime television show, just a short, like 3-minute section. They showed the TikToks that they made. Mm-hmm. So they had a good formula for it. Mm-hmm. I'm just not sure if they capitalized monetarily.
Oh, okay. Got you.
So TikTok is good for that kind of stuff, I guess. Okay, BBC News. Alexa tells a 10-year-old girl to touch a live plug with a penny.
Oh, I did not know where that was going. Okay. Why would it do that?
The suggestion came after the girl asked Alexa for a challenge to do. Plug in a phone charger about halfway into a wall outlet, then touch a penny to the exposed prongs, the smart speaker said.
Are you serious?
Amazon said it fixed the error as soon as the company became aware of it.
Oh, wow. Wow.
The dangerous activity known as the penny challenge began circulating
on TikTok. Of course. Yeah.
And other social media websites about a year ago. And this is just a PSA, right? Metals conduct electricity, and inserting them into live electrical sockets can cause electrical shocks, fires, and other damage.
So have people done it and got shocked?
I guess. This is from the December 28th of 2021. This is BBC News. So the UK, they're crazy out there, I guess.
Wow. But I'm surprised Alexa even said that.
Shout out. Dun, 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 dun.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think it doesn't really check what they're doing on TikTok, but okay. Speaking of getting old, and famous deaths, do you think I really like to talk about famous deaths on this podcast?
No.
Well, I will because this really made an impact on my life. Mm-hmm. On January 4th, the BlackBerry died.
Oh, yes, the BlackBerry. The original. Anything running the original software.
Yes.
Yeah. But BlackBerry still makes Android phones though.
It's not the same.
I know.
I want to click on stuff.
I'm surprised they survived this long. And what's funny is I remember when BlackBerries were huge.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember when Android was starting to blow up. And I said to myself, if BlackBerry doesn't switch things up
It's
quickly,
over.
it's over. And I remember during that time, BlackBerry still had the biggest segment of the smartphone market at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Android was really taking off. And I'm like, they need to come with it. Yeah, and they didn't. They just stuck to what they felt was Android is for kids and stuff, but BlackBerries are for business people.
Yeah. And it was.
And it was.
And it still is until January 4th. They had to give it up.
Right. Yeah.
I have seen firsthand some people having to switch over everything. Thousands of contacts.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. So they were too slow to adapt. That was the problem with
well,
BlackBerry.
it's just interesting how some people latch on to like the current newest technology. And then it's just 10 years later, they're still latched on to quote unquote the newest current technology. It's like, nope, that was 10 years ago, man.
Right.
You got to move on.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm sorry. BlackBerry's dead, but yeah. Well, they're still alive in Android form, but
In Android form, yeah.
Android form.
I mean, you can still buy them probably. They just won't work.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You can keep it in your home museum.
With your calculator.
The classic tech, yeah.
So, an album made entirely of endangered bird sounds beat Taylor Swift on a top 50 chart.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in 2021, they released an album of bird sounds. It is called Songs of Disappearance. It was released with a university report that found 1 in 6 Australian bird species are now threatened. Mm-hmm. So it was just bird calls, and people are sitting there listening to them.
So people would rather listen to bird calls than Taylor Swift.
I guess.
Okay.
I mean, I would. I don't know about you, but I'm definitely not feeling 22.
Yeah, I guess it depends on what birds we're talking about. Crows, I'm not a fan.
Murder. That's what you call a group of crows, is a murder.
A murder, really?
Yep.
A murder is a group of crows.
Yeah. Let me see.
Interesting.
Group of crows, murder, or is it ravens? Murder of crows. Yes, a group of crows is called a murder. There are several different explanations for the origin of the term, but most likely based on old folk tales and superstitions. But the term murder of crows most reflects a time when groupings of many animals had colorful and poetic names. I don't know.
Interesting. Well, I just learned something new.
They'll murder you.
They'll murder you.
Okay. Those are the news articles, and these are my silent musings in my head that I stay up night thinking about.
Okay.
Am I the only person that's afraid of getting hit by a stray bullet on New Year's?
No, that's why most people come in and stay inside.
But even they go through your ceilings as well, or your windows.
Well, I'm on the first floor, so unlikely it's going to go through the ceiling. Not impossible, unlikely. As far as going through the window, I just don't think about it.
Okay. Carpet in the bathrooms. Have you ever seen that?
I have seen carpet in a bathroom before, yeah. Yep. It's a stupid idea, but I have seen that before.
This person
in Detroit. In fact, I had a relative, an old aunt, who used to have...
That's an old thing.
Mm-hmm, who had carpet in her... Now, the carpet was clean. She did keep her carpets clean on a regular basis in the whole house, so that was good. But, yeah. One thing... Okay, I will say this. The one thing I did like about the carpet in the bathroom is that, like, when you got out of the tub, you just had something soft to step right on. And so that was kind of cool. But, again, no, I wouldn't recommend it. Because, like, if the toilet overflows or something like that.
Oh,
yeah.
Gosh. So
What?
I have nothing else.
What am I missing?
What was something else that we wanted to talk about? That's all. That's the only topics that I have. When did you think we started this season?
When did we start the season?
Yeah, speaking of how we had a good long run.
We started recording the season almost, what was that, April of last year?
Yeah.
So, and this is January, so March, April. So
Almost
9 months ago.
a full year.
Yeah, because we didn't start releasing episodes until July, I think.
Yeah.
And so
I would encourage anybody who's missing out on Two Crazy Scoops within the next couple months to check out our older episodes.
Yeah, you know what I'm thinking now? This might not be a bad idea. It might not be a bad idea to at least schedule, like once we're finished with this, to schedule a few, since everyone is still kind of at home now and
back. Yeah,
might not be a bad idea to knock out a bunch of episodes now, because who knows in the summertime?
Summer,
you know, who knows when everything kind of bounce back.
Yeah.
So everyone's home, might as well take advantage of it.
There you go. If you'd like to be on Two Crazy Scoops, email us at 2 crazyscoops@gmail.com, or hit us up at our Instagram, which is 2 Crazy Scoops.
Or on TikTok, 2 Crazy Scoops on TikTok.
Or on YouTube. We do have a YouTube channel now.
I think we should get on TikTok.
No.
Yes. Just some short video clips.
Now I feel stupid because I said no to YouTube, and now I'm doing YouTube, and then now I'm gonna say no to TikTok, and 6 months from now you're gonna see me doing like the Renegade.
I just want to see you do the penny challenge. What is it called?
Yeah, the penny challenge.
I just want to see if you survive that.
Yeah. I think I already tried that at a young age with a screwdriver, but that's my origin story.
Yeah, I remember our teacher told us not to ever stick forks in the outlet and stuff like that. I don't know why she had to tell us that. I feel like it was common sense, but apparently some kids have proved her wrong before. Yeah.
So normally we end the episode right now, Aaron, but now we're just going to take it. I'm going to sit back and I'm very relaxed for whoever wants to know. What would you talk about if you could just talk about anything, Aaron? Fishing, camping, fencing, building fences.
None of the above.
None of the above.
Camping, I don't like to camp.
What is your worst experience camping? Let's delve into that.
I never had anything super crazy, but in Connecticut, the last camping trip I went on, what I hated about it is that the bathrooms there were nasty, and I just felt disgusting all the time. So I went on a Friday and came back Sunday. I had not showered in 3 days. You're sweating.
That's the joy of it.
You feel disgusting. The first thing I did when I got back home is I took a very long hot shower.
You know how you take a bath when you're camping?
No.
You just stand right in front of the smoke, so that's all you smell like.
Yeah. Like the first night I was fine, but night 2 and 3, it was like I couldn't even sleep because I felt like I was just sleeping in filth.
Oh, dude, it's amazing. Like you start picking up any scent of body odor, you just stand right in front of that fire. You just smell like smoke.
The smoke does eliminate body odor, yes, but it's the most disgusting thing to put on clean clothes, but you feel nasty. But now they have dude wipes now, so I guess I could just bring those with me.
Dude wipes?
Yeah, you never heard of dude wipes?
No.
So they're basically like these little moist towelettes. How do you say that word?
Toilets.
Towelettes. Yeah, towelettes. They're basically those, and they have like a scent that most dudes wouldn't care about. It's cool. It's just a regular cool scent, and they're just wipes, and you just wipe whatever you need to wipe with it, and it leaves you smelling fresh, funky fresh. Yeah, Google it, dude wipes. We're not sponsored by them.
Or you could save your money and just stand right in front of the campfire.
I mean, I guess you could
douse yourself in rubbing alcohol.
I mean, you could take a dump in the river, or take a dip in the river.
My God!
I'm sorry.
My goodness!
Take a dip in the river. That's what I meant.
I'm never going camping with you.
I'm sorry.
I
meant. It's funny. I said dump, but I'm thinking dip.
No, you're not.
No. Take a dip in the river. That's what I meant. Oh, I'm sorry.
Why can't I catch any fish? Aaron, get out of the water. You're scaring all the fish.
I meant dip. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
See, this is when you go off the cuff.
No, we're off the cuff. I mean, if anyone's listening to this now, it's because they want to listen to it. Otherwise, they've clicked off by now. They're like, well, there's a commercial break. I'll see you guys.
I do have a tip. If you're listening on Spotify, there is a button that allows you to speed up the podcast. So you can listen to it 1.2 speed, 1.5 speed. And that's how I usually listen to it because I talk slow. So, yeah.
You could also really slow it down.
And if you want, you can just start at season 1 and just hit play and then leave it. Don't even listen to it, but we'll, rack up the plays.
Other button does?
What other button?
You can press a button on there and donate to 2 Crazy Scoops.
Oh, that's true. You can. If you want to buy us a cup of coffee.
If you want to lose your money,
click
on it and it'll ask for your credit card number and all of your personal information.
Social security number.
Not that. I was like, would I even donate to myself? I'm like, I guess I am. That's why I go to work.
Wait, where does that money go?
Into my personal bank account.
Really? That's why I haven't seen one cent.
It's still on there though. We've made money. Have you ever gotten so desperate that you've looked up how to make $100 a day online?
I have. Well, I've never typed in that specific amount, but I have typed in how to make money online.
Were you desperate or just curious?
Looking for additional income.
Way out.
I was about to say a way out, but looking for additional income.
Oh, man. What do you think the equivalent of doing that in the past was?
The equivalent of doing that in the past?
Like, you're sitting there and you're like, I'm just going to look this up. And it's like, oh, here's a video. And they're like, okay, guys, today I'm going to show you how to make $100 using drop shipping. So first, I got to say, you're actually not going to make $100
Right, exactly.
for at least a year to 2 years.
Right.
But once it starts coming in, you're going to be making, and you're like, oh, gosh, dang it.
Yeah, no, exactly.
How I made $100,000 at 21.
Mm-hmm.
So initially, my father funded a bit.
Ridiculous. They used to have these back in the day. They used to have these mail schemes where I don't remember. I remember you would have to put like $1 in an envelope and mail it to like 10 different people. And then include your name on the new list that you mail to those people, and everyone would send you $1. It was like a mail scheme where they used to mail money. This is before the internet. This is back in the 90s.
We need to get in on that.
Yeah, maybe someone who's old who's listening will remember.
Yeah, if you remember that, and you mailed the money.
Yeah, basically you would get a letter, and it would have a list of 10 people's names on it, and what you have to do is take the person who was in number 1 and scratch them off the list and move all the names up and create the new list. And then you put $1 in for each person and you mail off those 10 letters. And then that would go off and then they would all mail you back $1 because your name was on the list.
Whoa.
And every time it got mailed, because you started off at number 10, and then the second batch you would be number 9, and then the second batch 8. And so you would get hundreds of letters back with $1 bill in it.
So why did that stop?
I don't know. I don't remember.
And who was funding it? Like at the top, was there one person getting all $10?
No. Because your name only your name was only on the list.
I don't think this was an actual trend. I think you got ripped off by your family.
No. It was a thing back in the 90s. I'm telling you. This is before internet, before the internet was popular. And this is before email. This is in the 90s, like early 90s. I remember my mom got these letters, and yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
90s were wild.
Yep. Could you imagine that? You had to actually make plans before you left the house?
It's like, I think I've talked about this on the podcast previously, but it is funny watching like Seinfeld, and a big plot point is that they can't get a hold of someone.
Yeah.
That is so funny and depressing.
Yeah. That's how it was. You had to make your plans before you left.
Or he's like, don't tell anyone. Tell them that I called as he's trying to run home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Payphones.
Yep.
Even, oh, gosh.
And then I remember the first cell phone that we had, it was this big. Sadness. It was almost like a radio. It was as big as a radio. It had a big antenna on it, and it looked like a desk phone. That's how it looked, like a desk phone that you see in an office.
Oh.
But it was a cell phone. But instead of the cord on the side, it had the antenna on the side. And we would had it in a little bag, and we would unzip it, and we would pull up. My mom went to go pick my dad up from work. We'd pull up outside his office. She'd get the phone out, so we get the phone out, call him, like, hey, we're outside. And the quality was really bad. And then he said, okay, be right out. And that was it. We couldn't use it for anything else. We had to only use it to call him just for us, because you had to pay like by the minute.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you know what's really sad? There's a lot of sad things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm specifically thinking about Spider-Man, the second one. The plot point is that he calls Mary Jane on a payphone, and then it like hangs up, and then because he doesn't have enough change, and then he's like, "What I really wanted to tell you was I'm Spider-Man and I love you." But it's so funny to watch that scene because you would never experience that today.
Right.
Like desperately trying to call somebody, running out of minutes, and trying to put pennies and quarters and dimes into it.
Yeah, most payphones only took quarters.
Quarters, okay.
You only took quarters, and you had a limit. And what happened is, if you ran out of time, the operator would come on. Sometimes the operator would come on and be like, "If you want to complete this call or finish this call, you got to insert another quarter." Because it was timed.
But that's not. I don't think that's that old of a movie.
It's not, but cell phones were around when that movie came out,
but they hadn't transitioned payphones out yet.
Yeah, they've blown up since then.
Or the whole gag where like someone's at the payphone and they're like, "Can you hurry up?" And they're like, "I don't know, you're not paying for this call."
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine that. Imagine having to wait for someone to get off the phone. Kids these days.
I know.
They all should just, pack up their bags and head off to Timbuktu.
No, this conversation makes me feel old. Kids don't even know what a dial tone is.
Kids don't even know what $1 is.
Yeah. Ugh.
Dial tones.
Yeah. They never heard them.
Man, we've still got some time to just shoot the breeze, Aaron.
No.
Yeah. Okay,
No.
wait. What's another depressing thing?
No.
SeaWorld.
That's not depressing.
Did you ever watch that black fin or black whale or what was that thing about?
Shamu?
No, they were like torturing dolphins or killer whales at SeaWorld. You never watched that? How do you feel about documentaries that come out that rile a bunch of people up for a cause that they never really cared about before, and then about 6 months later they just don't care about it?
I don't mind it. I like being riled up.
Oh, okay. Did you ever watch Forks Over Knives?
I did.
I never saw that, but the fervor that people had about veganism after that was scary.
Yeah, I was vegan for a while too.
Because of that?
Not because of that, but I did watch that documentary while I was vegan.
Did it help you like not want to eat meat?
It did, yeah.
Why?
A lot of it had to do with the process, the way the meat is done. There's two sides to the argument. Some people argue that it's not necessarily the meat itself, but the way it's processed, because it's manufactured.
Yeah.
Because you have to make a lot of it quickly. It's not like it was in the old day where
you just slice
its throat
open.
You slaughter the animal.
Pin it to the ground.
Right. It's like my grandparents grew up on a farm. They killed their own animals and made them, the meat was done right there, fresh. But they didn't pump it full of antibiotics. The animals were free to roam around. They ate grass. It was all natural. Whereas in the manufactured setting, they're usually squeezed into these tight locations. They're fed grains, which is not part of their natural diet. And since they're so close together, you have to give them antibiotics. The antibiotics get into their meat. The meat, we consume it, and so we're consuming antibiotics when we really shouldn't. So that's some people's argument was that. It was the way the animals were treated. Other people's argument was meat is not optimal for human health. So that's the other side of the argument.
Oh.
So they're just saying meat in general, we shouldn't be eating it because it's full of stuff that we don't need.
But I'm just saying, like, we're all oblivious to this issue. And then you watch it, and then you just start getting these different weird ideas, and then you kind of just go back to the way things were. So was it really worthwhile to bring awareness to this issue?
Yeah, I think so.
For who?
For the people who benefit from it.
But if nothing changes in the world, Aaron.
Oh, things do change. Things do change.
Did things change after that?
Well, for example, you used to have to go to either a specialty store like a Whole Foods, a Wild Oats, or
sunflower market.
Yeah, although you had to go to a health food store to get organic anything. Now organic is mainstream, and that's partially due to those documentaries. So you can go into a Walmart now and buy organic salad. Walmart didn't carry anything organic before. But you had these other stores like Whole Foods and Sprouts and all the other places. They kind of help in the farmers markets. They kind of help spearhead this. And when attention was brought to it by these documentaries, people start requesting it. So that's why companies like Costco, Walmart, Safeway, Kroger's, your mainstream grocery stores saw that, hey, these companies like the Sprouts and the Whole Foods, they're making all this money on organic stuff and people want this. So we're going to start selling it as well.
Do you feel like people have wrongfully capitalized on that as well? Like to make a buck?
I'm sure there are, but I mean, I think it's probably better for the people's health and environment in the long run. Yeah, I think bringing awareness to things that we were doing blindly is a good thing because now we can change it because we realize, growing up, there was a lot of stuff I ate as a kid that I wouldn't eat now. But I ate a lot of junk growing up that I had no idea where it came from, what it was doing, any of that stuff. So granted, I'm not vegan now, but I am more conscious and aware of what I am eating. So it's not like it didn't serve any purpose, but and some days I don't eat any meat at all. Some days I'll eat meat, some days I won't. Is
that conscious choice or is that just by happenstance?
No, it's by choice. Some days I just don't, because I know what to do because I've been vegan before. So I know how to create a whole day worth of meals that are vegan. And so sometimes I'll do that. And then some days I'll have meat. And, I'll mix it up a little bit. A little bit of variety.
So when it comes to the stock market, Aaron.
Okay, we're really just buy crypto. That's all you got to do.
Oh, wait, my headphones. My headphones are garbage and I can't hear myself. Or I can't hear anything that's going on, and it keeps cutting in and out.
You sound fine.
Okay. I can hear myself in one ear.
Okay.
That might be where we're at for this. Anyways, thank you for humoring me, Aaron.
Of course. It's the least I could do.
Thank you. I'm just trying to get something out of this. Come on, man. It's a podcast. This is what we do. If you hated this segment, please email us to Crazy Scoops. God. No one's emailed. If you want to be the first person to email us on that email, it is 2. Ooh,
okay, I have an idea. If someone is still listening this long, if you email us at the 2 crazyscoops@gmail.com, just email us anything.
And it better be someone that's not Craig.
Right. We will give you a $10 gift card
to SeaWorld.
To SeaWorld. No, to Starbucks.
To Starbucks.
Yeah, $10 gift card to Starbucks. First person to email us.
First person. Well,
first person.
Ninth person. It always has to be the ninth person because they don't know. It's ninth person to email us gets a $10 gift certificate to Starbucks.
I doubt if we'll get to 9.
I don't care, but if you don't get one, it's because you didn't email 2 Crazy Scoops, and in the back of your head. Well, you probably didn't even listen to this long.
You can send multiple emails too.
You can. It's all a shell game at this point.
Right. Okay. Fine. Ninth person. Email us.
I'm gonna type up an email.
You will get a $10 gift card to Starbucks.
And the gratitude of knowing that you listened to this that long.
Yeah. Thank you for putting up with us this long, if you have.
Oh, I love this song.
I do like this music.
Why does Aaron hate this song so much?
I like the music.
Like Tom, Aaron's just a jerk.
No, the music is nice. I like the music.
This is me freestyle. This is the most rap I've done in my life.
I just don't like the words.
It's funny. Thanks for listening to 2 Crazy Scoops. We'll see you next time.
Ayo, Antino, and A sitting back and listening to another day, We'll keep you in the loop, cause it's 2 Crazy Scoops. 2 Crazy Scoops. 2 Crazy Scoops. Two crazy scoops. Two crazy scoops.